Raday, Leavy.
Hey, well, this is Raday Leavy here. So I was on my social networking thing, and one of my friends left just a depressing message talking about how you know they're not liking life and how things just aren't what they used to be, and how it was better when he was a kid, and talking about how come I'm always just a friend, and it's just like, oh my god, depressing ass people, you need to stop, okay? I'm just being honest with you. There is nothing to be depressed about. You're just making shit up in your head to just like depression isn't something that happens to you. It's something that you do, right? I mean, for what it's worth, when you look at depressed people saying like, "Oh, well, I'm depressed." Well, okay, what happens is it's like you have so many thoughts running through your head, and you just zoom in on the ones that make you feel a certain way, right? And the ones that could make you feel better, you just don't even give them a second. Like, you either just don't think about them, or you turn them into negatives. Like, okay, well, yeah, that person did compliment me, but they were just saying that to be polite. Well, it's like, fuck, man. Like, what do you want? Like, honestly, like, you're already in a place where you got food, shelter, water, internet, cable, TV, food. I think I said that already because we're fat motherfuckers. I gotta say it again. But everything's taken care of. If you have access to, like, the stuff that I just named or more than that, not even have, but just have access to, you're well within the top 10% of the most wealthy people on the planet. 90% of your good well-being and all that other good shit is taken care of for you just by living here in America, just by being here, right? So all you got to do is take that extra 10%. Just take that last 10% to happiness and be there. Like, honestly, like, there's no reason for you to be so fucking depressed. There's just not. People have it so much fucking worse. Like, I think I've shared this story before. I'm gonna share it again. I remember, if you don't know, another reason why you shouldn't be depressed is because there are more millionaires now than there's ever been. So, as far as your finances or whatever, for what it's worth, you have a better shot of making millions and being successful now than ever before. So you should take advantage of that. But I happen to be in the presence of one of these newly crowned millionaires, and he was telling a story about how he went to he has a nonprofit, and he went to Africa, and he showed a picture of this little black kid, and he had it cheesing, just smiling, just black face, white tee, just smiling, and he was saying that his name was Fusi Musi, and first of all, when you hear the name Fusi Musi, like, you can't feel bad, right? But and he was saying like, yeah, he was having so much fun just playing with the cameras and all the people and stuff like that, and they showed us like the little hut and shit that he went to. First of all, let me say that that's not the reflection of all of Africa. Africa has tons of fucking cities and tons of all the same technology and shit that we got here, but yeah, that's a whole nother thing for another time. But they went to where he lived, and he just happened to live in a village with the hut made of dung and straw and stuff. And they showed pictures of that, and then he said, you know, his mom and his dad both died of AIDS. The kid is 8. Mom and dad died of AIDS. His little sister, who's 5, who he has to take care of by himself, also has AIDS. Right? And he has to take care of her and himself and everything. Kid is 8. Living in a grass and dung hut. And kid was happy as can be. If he can find happiness in his situation, then why the fuck are you depressed? Honestly, why? If you gave that kid a pair of fucking shoes and dropped his ass in a Save Mart with $5, heaven. That's it. There is, for what it's worth, at that point in time for him, there'd be no devil or God or it would just be heaven. And understand that is where you live. And that's another thing that kills me. How the fuck is over 80% of people in this godforsaken country believe in God and all this other good shit, and yet people walk around depressed as fuck? Like, people are on more medications now for their depression than ever, right? And I just don't get, not just even physical shit, right? Where was all this like ADD and rickets and arthritis and shit? Where was this back in slave days? Like, shit. Brothers couldn't get no breaks back then for some bullshit like that. But that's a whole other story that I have to get into another time. But it's just hard for me to understand. Like, okay, I know it says in the Bible that, heaven has streets made of gold and there's diamonds and jewels and shit everywhere. But honestly, think about it. Who says you're not in heaven right now? Honestly, look, who says you're not in fucking heaven right now? Right? For what it's worth, you drive on streets of gold already. Right? But here, think about it this way. You think you're going to be happy when you go to heaven? Like, you'll get, just like you're used to just food and shit now, just like you're used to all this technology, just like you're probably sitting there watching me on a fucking laptop, right? Meaning you're well within the top 10% of the most wealthy people on the planet. But as long as you, the fact that you are watching this video means that shit is going particularly well for you, right? But for what it's worth, who's this? Just like you got acclimated to this, okay, you die, boom, poof, you're in heaven. Who's to say you won't get used to that shit too? Right? Honestly. But, okay, like I said, think about it. Who says you're not already driving on streets made of gold? Right? But then you go outside, well, it's black, it's just made of tar. Right? Well, think about it. Tar is fucking expensive. It might as well be fucking gold. Right? But even then, think about it this way. When you walk on the streets, when you drive on the streets, do you have to worry about all the garbage that's there? Do you really have to worry about, stepping on, broken glass and stuff like that? Honestly, even if you did, you got shoes, right? Even then, there are places where you go, and it's a war zone. Have you ever walked on the street and you thought, damn, I have to tread carefully because I might step on an IED, right? I might step on an improvised explosive device that might take my fucking legs out or kill me. No, you've never, ever, ever had that thought, and if you did, you should have been in the military or something like that, because as far as regular people go, no, that shit doesn't even cross your mind. For what it's worth, if you go outside and you just have a chance to even walk a paved tar street, that shit is gold. People would kill to walk those streets, right? People walk dirtier, fucking more disgusting ass streets to get to fucking dirty, disgusting ass water that they have to drink. And our fucking asses will fucking drive a fucking SUV to go to a store to pick up fucking Fiji water because we don't like tap, right? Get the fuck out of here. Honestly, but for what it's worth, I understand why you bitch so much, because the best way I can describe it is this, right? There's something in I'll just say psychology or whatever called triangulation. Triangulation is basically what happens when you say two people are arguing. There's one on this side, one on this side, and they should be talking about an issue, but instead of talking about that issue, they bring something else into the equation. A lot of people do this. Some people do this with video games. A lot of people do this with social media. Some people do this with texting. Some people even do this with sexting. People try to do this with other people. People try to do this with babies, right? Instead of addressing why they're so bad as a fucking couple, they actually have a baby, and it's like, okay, now we got to focus on this. Instead of me focusing on me and you focusing on you and us focusing on us, now we got to focus on this, right? And for what it's worth, there's a part of you that feels better because you're not addressing a certain issue. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to go too deep into it. You know, feel free to Google that shit if you want to. But think about it this way. There's a person inside of each and every one of us. Like, just think about it this way. I'm not saying it is or whatever. I'm not getting religious or some shit on you. But just think about it this way. There's a person that's already inside you that wants to be great, that just wants to be the best you that you could possibly be, right? I mean, just like when you get with a girl or a girl you get with a guy, you know, you want him to be the best that he can be and treat you the best and all this other good stuff, and when that doesn't happen, problems occur. Well, think about it this way. You already have somebody inside you already that is already like that, right, for you. And the problem is, you know, a lot of people get fucking lazy, or they kind of just like don't pay attention to that part of themselves. And that part of it is that, like, it just becomes in your subconscious, right? So what happens if you're in a relationship and you're in a relationship with a spiteful person and you just cannot get rid of them? I mean, what happens? I mean, this person will, you know, try to sabotage any relationship that you're in. This person will fucking blow up your phone, text you, call you, whatever, trying to get, like, you know, talk to me, be with me, Well, that person's already inside of you, right? And when you don't talk, it just becomes your subconscious mind, and then what happens is that person says, okay, so you don't want to address me, right? I want to be the best you that we can possibly be, but you don't want to do that right now. So what I'm going to do is every relationship you get in, I'm going to fuck it up. You're not even going to know. You're not. But I'm going to fuck it up. Every new toy or phone or whatever you get, I'm going to make sure that you don't enjoy that shit. Right? Because I'm going to see to it that one way or another, you pay attention to me. And if you don't, you're just going to be fucking miserable. And that's just the way it is. So what happens is, you know, we get the new toys, or we get the new girl, or we get the new car, we get the new thing, and then it kind of comes to this point where all of a sudden, boom. You know, now all of a sudden you're angrily texting that new girl with your new phone that neither are making you happy with. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you got to reconnect with your source, reconnect with you, right? I could go for hours talking about this shit, but at the same time, the same thing, like the same source of your depression is the same source for your joy, right? I mean, you can call it, I'll just call it God for the sake of whatever. I don't give a fuck what you subscribe to. I'm just going to say you, or God, or whatever. Like, you are the source of your happiness, just like you are the source of your depression. You know, when you were made, however you want to say it, your creator, whatever, when you were made a certain way, just the way humanity is. When something good happens to you, you automatically want to connect with the source of that. Think about it this way. Let's say that there's honey in a cupboard, and let's say that there's, you know, like a hole in the honey, and it drips onto the counter. And you come by and you say, "Oh, what? Oh, good stuff. This is, wow, I like this. This is some good stuff." What happens? You're naturally, what you're supposed to do is you automatically you'll say, okay, well, where does this come from? Oh, well, okay, well, honey, okay, that's what this is. You automatically see the good stuff and you go to the source. A problem with most of you motherfuckers is when you see the honey, you look it and you say, oh, that's good stuff. I'm going to sit here and wait for some more. And then you just wait. And then you get fucking depressed because you're still waiting for it. Or you start praying to a God to let more drip, or to let more drip. Right? Or, okay, you see that it's coming from the cupboard, but the cupboard door is closed, so you say, well, the cupboard must be the source of this great and sweet stuff. So I'm going to pray to this cupboard, or I'm going to talk to this cupboard, or I'm gonna try to do what I can with this cupboard. No! Fucking open the cupboard, get the honey, and obviously the honey is you. Like, that's what it is. Like, you could say your creator, God, trusted you to be intelligent enough to find the sweet stuff in life and go to the source, right? Because here's the thing. When I say sweet stuff, it could be anything. Because here's the thing. A sweet stuff for you could be garbage or something else. It doesn't matter. It's sweet for you. It's sweet to your taste. So in your taste, in your mind, you go and find that source, because you might see the honey on the counter and say, oh man, honey, I see that honey. I say, fuck man, give me some sugar. I don't even like that. I don't even like sweet stuff, man. Give me some hot sauce. I don't even like sweet stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You are the source of your depression. You are the source. Then again, what if it's not honey? What if it's fucking rat poison or roach poison? You just see a whole bunch of dead roaches sitting around all this powder, and you say, whoa, this is some dangerous shit. What's good? Okay, well, where does it? Oh, okay, well, this must be the cause of it. It's the same thing. I'm depressed. Oh, well, that bitch don't do this for me. Or, oh, this ain't working out this way. Or, that's not da-da-da-da-da. And it's like you looking at the dead fucking roaches and all that powder saying, like, oh, man, all this shit's on my counter and all this bullshit and da-da-da. Just take the fucking rat poison out the... Same thing with the honey. Oh, okay, well, the honey's, I'm just going to wait for that sweet stuff. Or maybe if I go here, then I'll get more of that sweet stuff. Or maybe if I go there, maybe if I talk to this person. No, just be intelligent and fucking enough to look. And it's the same thing. It's you. Okay? There's going to be more on it later. I promise there will be. I promise there's going to come something sometime this week or something that's going to set me the fuck off. And I'll be back here posting up a new video. So with that, we went way over time, but hey, it is what it is. Housekeeping, my Twitter handle, @Raday Leavy, Facebook, Raday Leavy, or social networking, whatever, Raday Leavy, and RadayLeavy.com. Thank you for listening, and, you know, I'll be rambling at you again sometime in the near future. I'm out.